Hi, so today I'm going to be doing a top 15 reads of 2018. And then I'm going to do like my most disappointing reads of 2018, so I hope you enjoy this video. Give it a like, a subscribe, and comment. Here we go. Books are in order of like what my top one is or whatever, but these are just books that I thought were in my top 15. So here we go. First book is Lockdown Escape from Friendness by Alexander Gordon Smith. It's like a thriller horror story. It's pretty good. It follows a boy who was like framed for his best friend's murder, and he goes to this prison that this crazy guy experiments on the prisoners, and he's trying to escape this place because he knows he didn't commit the crime that he was framed for. But like the series, there's 5 books in all. It's a really good book. I do recommend it for anybody who is interested because it's really good. Next up is The Heart Forger by Rin Shupiko. I really hope I said that right, but I don't know if I did, but I really hope so. This series is about a witch. It's kind of obvious. I have the first one too. And she is trying to... She's been in exile for like a really long time, so she's trying to, I don't know, trying to get revenge on the people who did her wrong. So it's a really good book. I recommend it for anybody who's interested in like witches and stuff. Oh, and she can like raise the dead and all kinds of things. It's really cool. But yeah, I recommend this. Then obviously Timekeeper by Tara Sim. It's set in the Victorian ages, and it's about 2 gay lovers, one who is kind of a spirit, and the other one is a clock. He works on towers and stuff. It's really good. I really recommend it for anybody who is so interested in Victorian settings and like the LGBT community, gay lovers, and just like a fantasy type thing. I really recommend this because it's so good. And then the second book in the series, which is Chainbreaker by Tara Sim. Look how beautiful these covers are. They're gorgeous. This follows it's the second part of the series. It's where the main character goes to India to fix or find out why people keep blowing up some clock towers. And his boyfriend, who is a clock spirit, he has to go to India after somebody blew up his clock tower, and he had to freeze the town because the town is frozen now. So he had to go to India to find Danny to rescue him or inform him of what's happening. I don't know. But in the end, they didn't really get to reunite. Now Colton he's trapped. So there's the newest book, Firestarter, just came out. And so I can't wait to read that this year. I'm going to get it next month because I can't afford it right now. So I can't wait to get into this because this series is so, so, so good. Then Escaping from Houdini! Yay! By Carrie Maniscalco. This book? Oh my god. I recommend it for anybody who's into the 1800s Victorian settings and stuff, because I swear, these books are amazing. Her writing is like top notch. It's like one of the best writing styles and like just the best writing one of the best writers I've ever read. And this story is about Audrey Rose and Thomas and her uncle, they're like forensics investigators, and they're on this cruise to America to investigate a murders in America, I think. And while they're on this 7-day trip of they are experiencing murders that have to tie in with the carnival that's on the show. On this ship, and so they're investigating and trying to figure out who the hell's killing a bunch of people. So this is a really, really good book. I recommend it. It's like one of my top 3 favorites. The next 2 are Stalking Jack the Ripper and Hunting Prince Dracula. It's also in the same series as Escaping from Houdini. Both are also by Carrie Maniscalco. Stalking Jack the Ripper is about Audrey trying to discover who's killing a bunch of women, obviously. And she finds, spoiler alert, she finds out that someone very close to her is the one who's killing all these people because he wants to resurrect his mother or something. So it's really, really, really good. It's very interesting. By the way, I read this series out of order. I read this one first, and then this one, and then Escaping from Houdini. Hunting Prince Dracula follows Audrey and Thomas to, what is the word? A place in Romania? I just can't think of the word. I just can't think of the name. But, they're in this castle that used to be Villa Dracula's, castle. And this girl, she is, it follows Audrey and Thomas into discovering who's committing murders and drinking blood and all this stuff. So it's really, really good. And no, there's no Dracula in this. Just spoiler alert. But I recommend all 3 of these books because they're really, really, really good. Ooh. Sorry, dude. Winter Song by S.J. Jones. I have both of the second book, which is Shadow Song. This book follows a girl named Lisa, I can't really say her name all that well, and the Goblin King, which is like a fairy thing. And they fall in love, and she finds out her brother Joseph is also a fairy. which is like really, really difficult, you know? So everything is like, she's trying to find a way out to break this curse on this guy, and it's a really, really good book. I mean, a lot of more thoughts than really action, but it's pretty good. And then Warcross by Marie Lu. This is set in like Tokyo and New York. I think it's New York. I'm not sure. But it follows a girl who's poor and who's lost her father and so many people over the years or whatever. And she gets chosen. She hacks into this game, this very popular game. And what is the guy's name? The creator of the game offers her a spot in the game, like the big games, the tournaments, I guess. But not like for like 10 million because she is a hacker, and she needs to find he wants to find out who keeps disrupting their games and all kinds of stuff. And what happens is when they do, it's like it's really, really heartbreaking because he finds out that his brother is the one doing all of this and he's brainwashed and so many things happen. And they fall in love because, you know, romance happens in like everything. So I have both the books, but I figured I picked this one because Warcross is really, really good. If anybody likes video games and stuff like that, this book is for you. Then the Wicked Deep by Shea Earnshaw. This follows a girl who is possessed by a witch who had been drowned many, many years ago in their harbor. It's located in Oregon, and obviously the town is fictional. And every summer, these 3 witches take over 3 young girls' bodies that are around the same age as them, and they drown boys. And one year, a boy, he comes to the town, and he's staying with the main character. But the main character is not actually the main character. She's actually someone else. She's actually one of the witches who died. But they fall in love. But she has to give up the girl's body because the guy's in love with Penny. And they solved their murder and so much. They weren't really witches or anything like that. It was crazy. It's a good book. It's a very good book. I recommend it. And then Fire and Stars by Audrey Coulthurst. Yeah, I think that's how you say your last name. I'm not exactly sure because sometimes I get it wrong. But this book is so good. It's also an LGBT community book. It follows 2 young women who are, one is destined to marry the other girl's brother, but the problem is she's got magic, and magic is forbidden in that kingdom, and she's falling in love with the sister who is training her to ride horses, because the horses are a big deal in the kingdom, and they have to run away because a lot of things have happened, and it's really, really good. It's a really good book. An Enigma Mistress by Audrey Coulthard, of course. It's in the same world as A Fire and Stars, but the thing about this one is it's set 100 years before. I think it's 100 years before. Yeah, anyway, I think it's 100 years before. And this girl, she has the power to write futures with her blood. Because she's half god, half human. And the thing about her magic is it's unpredictable and it causes a bunch of death and destruction and all kinds of things. So, she is trying to help her girlfriend find her familiar, or manifest. I think it's called manifest in this. But it's like a familiar. It's like something they can change into. And it goes wrong, and she takes a dragon as her manifest. And so this girl is trying to stop the destruction of the kingdom and stuff. And she meets this other demigod who is a black son of a god. And he's really, really different, and he's charming, and they fall in love, so I think that's really cool. And his sister falls in love with the ex-girlfriend of the main character, and the ex-girlfriend has a baby, and it's just really, really cool. I just think this one is a really, really good book. I recommend you both to read this book. There's another book coming out this year of this in this world, so. Last by PC Cast and Kristen Cast. This is in the House of Night series, but this is the Otherworld second. It's like the second part. It's like this is set halfway in Zoe's world and halfway in Zoe's other brother's world, Kevin. And this book's mostly set in the Otherworld because it follows how to stop Nefarious from destroying the Otherworld like she almost did the real world, the Zoe's world. And they succeeded for the most part in saving the red fledglings and the red vampires from the destruction and the chaos the fairies started. So this follows Kevin mostly, and Zoe, and maybe a couple other people, and he finds himself sort of in love with Aphrodite's other side, but she unfortunately, doesn't make it. But she did a really good thing. I mean, this is really, really good. It's gonna make you cry. Watch. It's gonna make some of you cry, especially if you're deeply connected with this series. And then The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. This book is so, so good. It addresses racism, cop brutality, the black community, just all kinds of things. It is so, so, so good. I really, really love it. I mean, Star is such a great character. I mean, all of these characters are really, really good, except for, like, King and Aisha and, yeah, just all those. But this is a really good character. This is a character-driven book that focuses around a death of her best friend after he was killed by a cop for no apparent reason, just because he moved. And it's just so sad. And they made a movie about this too. I hope to see it too. I really, really love this book. I recommend it for anybody who's interested in this book or in like learning about cop brutality and racism and all kinds of things. This is so good. Trust me. And my last two books are in the same world, but they're different points of views and stuff. So, but it's kind of all at the same time as well. So, The Raging Storm, A Vision of Shadows, The Warrior series by Aaron Hunter. This is the last book in this series. I really enjoyed it because it brought the clans all together. It's about cats. Obviously, you can see cats. You can see cats on the freaking cover. It's really, really good. It's really, really sweet. I mean, it's a little heartbreaking at first, but then it just becomes like a real, real treat to read. I really love the Warrior series. I've been reading it since I was 6. I mean, not 6. I mean, in 6th grade. And I have all the, I have almost every single book from the series, so, woohoo! And then Warriors, a super edition, which is like a huge, like, separate novel. And this is Tiger Heart's Shadow. It follows Tiger Heart, who is now Tiger Star, the second one. But he's so much better than his grandfather. And he goes on a journey to find his mate, which is Dovewing, who is from Thunder Clan. He's from Shadow Clan. He's like, it's kind of like a forbidden thing. And she's having kids. His kids. One is like going to be a medicine cat one of these days. I hope. I really hope, because he's really cool. And he reunited the clans in this last book. And they make the journey to the place. Then they come back home to take his rightful place as Tiger Star and Shadow Clan to rebuild Shadow Clan. It's a really, really good book. Yeah. I really recommend this series because, oh my god, it's so good. But, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry if I sound weird or anything like that or mess up because, you know, that happens a lot. And I hope you enjoyed what I showed you and get, like, offered, recommended and stuff. So, yeah, it's good. It's good. I hope you like and subscribe and you comment or whatever. Follow my social medias, which I'll be linked below. And that's it. Goodbye.